Merhaba arkadaşlar, hepiniz IEFT Talks webinarlarına hoş geldiniz. Bugün Syracuse University Whitman School of Management ile ABD'de işletme programlarını Chris'ten dinliyor olacağız. Lütfen sorularınızı sağ alt köşede Questions bölümünden yönlendirmeyi unutmayın. Yes, Chris, the stage is yours now.
Thank you so much, and thank you everybody for joining us today. I'm really excited to talk to you more about the Whitman School of Management, and really the focus of today's conversation with taking a step back and talking about MS programs in business in general first, and kind of the benefits and reasons for their development and how they have become a very popular option outside of just completing or pursuing a traditional MBA program. So I'm very excited again to be here. My name is Chris Wazalik. I'm the Executive Director for Graduate Admissions and Student Recruitment here at the Whitman School of Management at Syracuse University. In case you're wondering, we're located right in the center of New York State in the U.S. We're about a 5-hour drive to the west of New York City. So again, thanks for coming, and I'm just going to jump right into what the plans are here for today. So real briefly, wanted to obviously introduce you to. Oh, I apologize. I believe I am sharing the wrong presentation. Hold on one second. I'm going to switch that. Just my luck on a Friday, technical difficulty. Sorry about that. But anyway, let me give you a little bit more background about the university. Like I said, here's the correct presentation. Apologize for that. But again, we're located in the center of New York State. And here was the planned agenda that I actually had set for today. I wanted to talk to you a little bit more about the school. Like I said, give a little bit of an introduction to the university. We are a large private school, like I said, in the upstate New York area. There's over 13 different schools and colleges on the university campus, the School of Management just being one of those. And we do have typically about 20,000 students across the university, but within the School of Management, we have just around 2,500 undergrads and about another 500 to 700 graduate students. So there's a little bit of background about where I'm coming from today here in Syracuse. Again, I want to talk more about the specialized master's programs, as I mentioned in the beginning, about kind of what the advantages are, what brought them about, it seems, in industry as they continue to grow, and more schools seem to add more MS programs to their School of Management offerings nowadays, beyond just having the traditional MBA. Cover a little bit then about the School of Management and some of the benefits that we offer here in general, some of our core values of what makes us different as a School of Management. And then I'm going to show you some of the MS programs that we have developed and continued to grow our list over the last, let's say, 5 to 10 years. And then at the very end, most importantly, open it up for Q&A. So again, I apologize for the brief technical glitch. My fault to have selected the wrong presentation. But let's talk a little bit more again, like I said, about specialized master's programs and why these programs have grown in popularity and what the advantages truly are to you if you're looking for an MS degree in a business area, business subject area. So one of the key facets to these MS programs is it's able to further enhance you if you're pursuing one as an expert in a specific subject area. So the MBA has always been kind of that gold standard master's in business degree. But now we are taking these specific subject areas like accounting, like finance, like marketing. Business analytics is extremely popular and growing market in the education business space, the GME space. So all of these different pieces and all these different programs are specific subjects that you can be an expert in by taking an MS program, because the idea is the entire program is going to be focused on that subject versus having a well-rounded degree where you get to touch a little bit of each subject in an MBA. So an MBA, you're going to have, operations courses and leadership courses and finance courses and accounting courses, and you won't go as deep of a dive into that subject as you would when you focus on that one key core area of business, like one of these MS programs. So it can establish you as having a more in-depth skill set. And one of the unique things is, as these MS programs have been developed and further grown over time, they've really been enhanced with almost becoming like a trade. So, whether you think of a trade as becoming like an electrician or a plumber or, in construction, something like that, these almost give you that type of sense of having a trade, because you become the analytics expert if you're going to study business analytics. You become the marketing specialist if you are going to study the MS in marketing, because you're having a full program that are focused on all aspects of that subject area, and it can truly develop that skill set, especially with modern technology. If you are going to become a marketing specialist because you're studying an MS in marketing, for example, you're going to be able to start learning tools in these programs that you can truly utilize in your career. So, whether that's specific design techniques, learning more about digital marketing, marketing ad campaigns, using things like Google Analytics to evaluate your marketing campaigns. So you'll actually get those real skills in a deeper dive in a MS program. One of the main attractions typically to an MS degree versus an MBA is there more than likely less credits and a shorter program in total. So, for example, even here at Whitman, our MBA program is a traditional 2-year, 54-credit MBA, lockstep cohort program. Our MS programs offer complete flexibility. All but one of them are 30 credits. The one outlier we offer in an MS program is a 36-credit business analytics degree. But all of those 30 credits degrees give you the flexibility. You can do it in as little as 1 year. You could do it in a year and a half, or you could slow it down to do it in 2 years if you really wanted to, but it provides that flexibility, like I said, with less credits, and gives you that ability to do it in a shorter time frame, which definitely has become attractive to a lot of candidates over time if they don't want to commit to a longer, with more credits, load of an MBA. Most MS programs also do not require work experience. Another great reason why more and more candidates, I believe, are looking at MS programs in business. And it gives you that opportunity if you want to continue your master's right out of undergrad. You don't have to have, that longevity of work experience. Our MS programs here, for example, the average work experience is typically only about a year. So we have a lot of candidates that come straight out of their undergrad program as they're finishing their senior year and dive right into the MS program. Other students may have a year or two of experience. Work experience is always a benefit for any master's program, but typically what you would see historically is it's more of a requirement to have work experience again in an MBA, where this MS program has been more accessible to all candidates who have completed a bachelor's degree without a work experience requirement. And overall, the MS degree definitely seems to just offer candidates with just more access to completing a master's degree in general. So again, without sometimes some of these rigorous requirements of having to, have X number of work experience to get into an MS program, or having to even submit standardized tests, because a lot of MS programs have been able to back off GRE and GMAT requirements. Our school is part of that trend where we don't require those anymore. So they truly are evaluating you based on your undergraduate academic performance, letters of recommendation, any work experience you might have, internships, things like that, projects you've been involved with. These degrees are definitely becoming more of that easier access, drawing you in. You can get a master's degree at an earlier stage in your career, and then still come back and consider an MBA when you are more advanced in your career. But having that MS degree or that master's degree earlier on should open up more opportunities in employment right out of the gate for you after you complete that program, and have ability and accessibility to that degree, like I said, in a much easier pathway than the challenges of getting into an MBA program that may have existed historically or still right now. So it's an overall greater opportunity, I think, to look at these MS programs if you don't have all that experience or that extremely high GMAT score to be competitive for some MBA programs. So I'm going to talk a little bit more real quickly about Whitman. So again, Whitman School of Management here at Syracuse University. Some of the unique aspects about Whitman, we were the 16th school to be accredited by AACSB. If you're not familiar with AACSB, they are the most sought after accreditation for a school of management globally. So very excited to have been an early adopter on that accreditation. Right now, like I said, we have over 2,000 students in our Whitman School of Management with at least 500 at any given point that are graduate students. Now, that graduate student number does include the fact that we do have an online program, very robust online program offering that has some of our same MS programs available, as well as our MBA program online, and that gives us that total number. On campus at any given time in our actual full-time residential programs, we typically have about 250 graduate students. So I think it's important just to note that it's an extremely large university. Syracuse University has a huge brand that we can always take advantage of. You can take advantage of as a candidate, as a student, if you were to come and join us here in the future at some point. And that alumni network and that ability, like I said, to take advantage of the orange brand. But then inside the actual classroom, what you experience as a much smaller level and still an intimate setting within the School of Management. So I always like to tell the students, you kind of have the best of both worlds. You've got the power and prestige of a large university here in New York State with the overall university brand. And then you also have the small classroom size that a smaller school could offer you when you get into the actual School of Management and into your graduate courses, because most of our programs, these MS programs, range from cohorts as small as some of them being 10 students and some of them being as high as 30, but it all provides smaller class sizes and a more collaborative environment overall. We have a fantastic facility here. The Whitman School, where I sit right now, is located in a building here that's only about 15 years old. So it's very state of the art. It's continued actually to be updated. We have over 20 classrooms here. We have these great team rooms, which is just fantastic use of space where you can go and meet in small groups, go and use them on your own. They're all set up with monitors to hook up to with your laptops, so you can actually sit around and work on one larger screen to work on a project together. The other thing that's been great is in the pandemic time here, where a lot more things have moved virtual and companies have been continuing to be more comfortable with virtual settings and especially virtual interviews, we've been able to see our students use the team rooms now to have virtual interviews without even having to go out and visit companies in person right away and doing that first level of interview, that first screening interview right here in our team room. So they've been really multifunctional for a while here, and they're being used more and more as virtual space and virtual comfort has grown through the pandemic the last couple of years. We also have over a dozen research institutions and centers in the School of Management alone. So whether it's entrepreneurship, finance, real estate, we have all these different institutions to get involved with that are extracurricular, experiential learning opportunities while you're here as a student. And we have a lot of clubs in our building. So we have a specific Whitman graduate student organization that is specifically for MS students, for MBA students to be involved with, whether that group plans more professional development opportunities, guest speakers, or things like that, or if they're planning more social activities. So those are the type of things that the student organization would put together. We also have a great Women in Business organization, very robust group. A lot of our women in the program are in part of that, as well as some undergrads. We have a consulting club, and really a popular one is Toastmasters. Always a great opportunity to work on public speaking, even speaking in small groups and giving presentations, which is part of any good master's program anyway. But being able to do that as part of the Toastmasters Club and continue to polish how you present is always a benefit. So here is a great example of MS programs. So these are specifically the programs that we offer here at Syracuse, but you'd be able to find very similar options and offerings at other universities as well. So here is our list though. We offer accounting, we offer business analytics, we have the entrepreneurship and emerging enterprises master's degree, an MS in finance, which if I'm remembering correctly, is our longest standing MS program. It's been around since the 1970s. We have an MS marketing program, and now we also offer an MS in supply chain management. All the programs listed here with the asterisk or star next to them are STEM designated. So we're very happy to have continued to grow our STEM designation by revamping the curriculums. So from the beginning of the start of the business analytics program, it was a STEM designated program. Marketing was STEM designated. Those are our two newest MS programs. They've both been established in the last 5 years, but we've been able to go back and restructure curriculum for accounting, for supply chain management, to make these programs that have been in existence for longer without a STEM designation, to revamp them to get them STEM designated. Accounting, for example, just got through the STEM designation process this spring. So that's very new, very exciting news to be able to kind of share, is that they've been able to get to that STEM designation as well. Interestingly enough, although again, not the point of the conversation today, our MBA program is actually STEM designated as well. So all of our programs here are getting the STEM designation through the quantitative parts of the program, the math heavy parts to it. So that's the business analytics, the accounting, again, the finance, the marketing, supply chain. So that's just a quick overview of what we offer. And again, these are all, for the most part, 30 credit programs. As you can see here, what kind of that curriculum option looks like. And again, as I was pointing out in the beginning, the advantages of the MS program could be done as little as one academic year, 1 year of a program. That's what shows here is like the 9-month track. So one academic year is typically really just 9 months, and it would be split evenly 15 credits in each semester. Absolutely an advantage and an opportunity to do one of these MS programs as a 1-year program. The other thing that we offer specifically here, and other schools might as well, is the options to pick other tracks. So a 16-month track where you see how it can spread it out, give you an opportunity to do a summer internship between the first and second year, and then only finish with one more semester when you return for year 2, or the full 2-year program track, as it shows at the bottom there, with a 21-month track, which is really 2 academic years. So you would do a fall, spring, and another fall, spring. The other thing you could do here is you could still fit a summer internship in the middle between the spring and fall, between year 1 and year 2 there, but you don't have to count it as credits. So all of our curriculum does not require an internship for credits. It's not part of the curriculum, but it's your option to either take it for credits and count it towards an elective, or you can take it for the true fact of getting that fantastic experience. Just to show the difference here, this is our 136 credit hour MS program. It's the business analytics degree. There's 2 extra courses in that program versus some of the other MSs. And that's why you have the option to do the 1.5 or 2 years. It's too many credits really to fit in just a 1-year program, but still you can have that flexibility of choosing 3 semesters or 4 semesters and fitting in an internship along the way as well. So that I think is a nice overview of kind of visualizing what does it look like with these MS programs that are out there. And like I said, it's very commonplace, whether you're looking at Whitman or another university, to see that flexibility in the program offering, but also that accelerated option to do it in as little as 1 year if that is your goal. So real quickly, I'm going to hit some of the key facets of our of our MS programs. First one, starting with accounting. So again, STEM designated program. It really is focused on preparing students to become a certified professional accountant, getting that CPA. So each state here in the U.S., for example, technically has different requirements for that state CPA certification or certification for professional accounting. In our state, we have to have 150 total credit hours completed from a university study. So majority of bachelor's degrees here are 120, meaning you have to complete some level of a master's degree to fulfill that 150. And this program really is the most appropriate. You can even see here, I haven't even had a chance to, I guess, correct this slide. It says STEM designation coming soon. It's no longer coming soon. We actually do have it. As I mentioned earlier, it just happened this spring. But we work with many of the leading firms here, like it says, Deloitte, KPMG, PwC, EY. And that is where our students are getting hired. These companies are not far away. A lot of them are, in New York City, which is great. We use New York City as a focal point to get students jobs, and they come to campus here as well as we go there to visit for this program recruitment specifically. little bit more about our business analytics program. Business analytics is really the idea of taking all of the data and all the information that a company gathers and processing it in a way to impact actual business decisions. It's very important to realize, if you're interested in analytics at all, that there is a big difference between programs like business analytics that typically are housed in a school of management and programs like data science that are in a school of information studies or an engineering school. Data science is going to be more per computer programming, and that's the difference. The analytics program, you do not have to be a programmer. You do not have to have pre-programming skills to get into the program. This program will teach you the skills you need to know and utilize the correct programs and tools to be successful in, again, analyzing, understanding data, warehousing data, and organizing that data to show a company, outcomes that they can understand to impact decisions. So whether it's courses specifically focused on accounting analytics or finance, marketing, supply chain, and so on, we have that as part of the program. Entrepreneurship has actually been a key core component of Syracuse's Whitman School of Management for a long time. We have all of these different programs to hone your skills, as it says on the bottom. That's probably the most important piece of this. Whether it's the Corey Hatchery, we have a launch pad, in the entrepreneurial internship program, and then our annual business plan case competition. These are key facets to the university and to Whitman. It goes beyond just the entrepreneurship program itself or the entrepreneurship undergraduate degree. It's really open to all students on campus, in Whitman especially. But the folks that get the most out of it are typically the individuals that are studying the actual program. And our specialty areas, as it says here at the top, we offer focuses in new venture, social entrepreneurship, corporate entrepreneurship, and family entrepreneurship. So they mentioned a little bit earlier, our MS Finance program is probably our longest standing MS program at the School of Management here. It's ranked very highly in TFE Times pretty much every year. We've ranked most recently number 29, which is fantastic to see, the longevity and the rigor. One of the key pieces to this curriculum that even stands out amongst our other MS programs that I'm highlighting here today is the fact that this program does truly have its own standalone curriculum. Very common in the School of Management, you would find that these programs, as they're more and more are developed, MS, MBA, there's some natural overlap in classes and course requirements between degrees. This is the unique piece to this program is they don't have to borrow or share classes with other degree programs in our school. They do have a true standalone 30 credit hour program. What does that mean for you if you're considering a program like this or considering our program is you really have the chance to go more in depth in finance and not look at sharing classes that are being between the different programs. So it gives you just more opportunity to dive even deeper and become more of an expert in a specific area. Specialty areas here for finance, corporate finance, investments, and real estate. So that's important to know. Also important to know, we are very focused on helping students become CFA, Certified Financial Analyst. So you can do those certifications while you're here. And if you do complete any portion, any test that's part of the CFA, you can receive additional scholarship, which is very unique to this specific MS Finance program. We don't offer that through our other programs in the building. Almost through all of them. MS Marketing is the next one, also STEM designated for sure. The program here really focuses on taking you from that core base level knowledge of marketing. You don't have any previous marketing experience to get into the program. Most of the individuals in the program do not. And there's an emphasis on digital marketing for sure and analytics, because those are the big topic items in marketing these days in the field. But it's about taking you from the beginning stages of really understanding the key concepts in your core courses of the program, and then enhancing further as you go into your elective courses. And it really prepares you to be a marketing professional, and hopefully in the future be a leader in the field as well as in the company that you start working for afterwards. But this program is also relatively small, just like all of our MS programs, and the focus is giving you more of that individual attention and preparing you for your career aspirations after you graduate. The supply chain management program, MS, is one of our newer programs as well, even though, as it says here, supply chain management as a subject area has been at the university and at the Whitman School for a really long time. That was more at the undergraduate level, and then we grew into an MS program, I think about 7 or 8 years ago now. But we actually started off as a logistics program back in the early 1900s. So a really long-standing program here in the school that has grown and developed and changed for sure over time. But this curriculum is in the process of being also updated for this fall. It's already STEM designated, but with what we have seen continuing to change the landscape of supply chains, the supply chain impacts we've seen from the pandemic over the last couple of years and different things happening, they've continued to now revamp the curriculum. But it's focused on not only the classroom, but also experiential learning, meeting with companies, going out and seeing different manufacturing setups and actually seeing the supply chain in action is a key facet of this learning experience. And ultimately, again, the skills that you learn, the analytical skills that you gain, you can use in your business coming straight out of this program. And that is all of the MS programs we offer here at Whitman. Hopefully this has been beneficial for you to learn a little bit more about, like I said in the beginning, the details of why to consider an MS program, how they have grown for sure in the US here over the last 10 years, and in graduate management education offerings across the globe in the last decade or so, and what those benefits are to you to consider now versus the traditional MBA program historically being, the main degree out of a school of management. So here is my contact information. If you're looking for a little bit easier email to spell, that's my direct email. You're welcome to hit me up with a message there. It's cwazalik@syr.edu, or our general inbox, which is very easy to remember, is busgrad, BUSGRAD @syr.edu. We do technically have one more application deadline. It's coming up on Sunday, so only a few days away. But any of the MS programs that we spoke about specifically today that we offer, they do not have any GMAT or GRE requirement, so they're very accessible and fairly easy to apply to. There's an online application form. There is a request for your unofficial transcripts from undergrad, 2 letters of recommendation. There is an essay. And then there's a quick video component where you record yourself answering a few questions that are listed in the application. So again, it's still available. Otherwise, our next application cycle would be for fall 2023. That would open up, those applications would open up later this year. And our first deadline is not until next January for fall 23. So a lot of time, if you are interested in Syracuse University, if you are interested in master's programs with us in the Whitman School of Management, that next cycle won't begin for quite a while. There's lots of time to prepare. But if you're interested in trying to do something sooner, we have one more deadline left, like I said, and those applications are fairly easy and quick to get through. The other thing here that's listed is our social media pages. So we have a Facebook page, Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube. You can find us there, and happy to connect with all of you and keep an eye on some of the great things that are going on at Whitman. I think one of the best pieces we've seen develop over the last year, especially, is more and more stories being told about our students, especially at the graduate level. So if you go check out any of our social media pages, go to our website at syr.edu and get to the School of Management, there's more posts and stories that have been shared about the successes we've seen, specifically with our master students coming out of these programs. And I think it's just a testament to how strong the programs are for sure, and all the support that these students are receiving with our dedicated career center to find those great jobs when you leave the program. So I think that's fairly much a lot of information in a short period of time. I'm happy to answer questions for sure that everybody has. So, willing to open that up at this point. I think that they've been you've been typing those in to the questions box. The question here, first question is, thanks for the presentation. You're absolutely welcome. wondering what kind of positions the alums work in, and if we have that kind of data. So we do, to a certain extent, for sure. When you're looking at a wide variety of MS programs, like I've been honing in on today, everyone's going to go into different industries. We're not going to see a huge consistency between what students do for the accounting program versus what they might pursue for the analytics program or the marketing program. But we do have a lot of students that end up pursuing positions maybe first in New York City just because of our proximity. But in reality, with the MS programs, we have students getting placed all over the globe and in all different industries. So I just know of a couple students that just graduated, are graduating tomorrow, our commencements tomorrow, that are going to work for places like American Express and Discover because they're coming out of the finance program. There's people that are going on to work in consulting roles for, companies like Deloitte or E&Y or IBM. So there are major companies. We know people going into analytics for Google. So it's across the board. Amazon has been a popular hire for us the last couple of years. So we've seen that as well. So it's changed over time for sure. But that's what I would say is kind of the interesting piece is everybody goes into different paths, and the advantage again of being a smaller program and having a dedicated career center with a counselor that only works with master students on that team, they can help you find the specific roles and companies that you want to work for, and hopefully help you make that connection. I can give you one quick example of that. Just a couple of weeks ago, our career counselor was telling me a story about how they had a student stop by their office that specifically wanted to work in a jewelry company. And I honestly forget which jewelry company it was. They went onto the company's website on LinkedIn, found an alumni, messaged the person to ask for help getting connected into the organization. And in about 20 minutes, they got a message back saying how excited they were to help out a fellow Syracuse graduate. So those type of alumni connections are fantastic, and the Career Center can help with all of that. Do we conduct online interviews beforehand? Great question. We do offer online meetings. We don't require an admissions interview as part of our process. From time to time, the program admissions committee may request an interview, and then of course we would have more of a formal online interview. But we're always open to doing online meetings. So if you go to our website, again, syr.edu, and go to the Whitman page, you'll find that we offer a link on there for meetings whenever you want to contact us, if you wanted to contact us page, and we can set up a meeting to talk more about your candidacy, talk about your interest in the program, your goals, and the application process. So not a formal interview required, but we absolutely are open to hosting meetings and candidacy discussions at any time. What level of English do you need? That's a fantastic question. So we do require either an IELTS, TOEFL, or Duolingo exam submission for any test submission score for any international candidate. The TOEFL score we're usually looking for is a 100. The Duolingo score is a 120, and the IELTS score is typically at least a 6.5, if not a 7. So we do require that level of English on those proficiency exams. Great question, though. Can we still make an application if we don't have a background in business? That is a great question that I apologize I didn't really cover in the conversation. Absolutely, none of our programs here, and you would find this at a lot of schools, again, trying to give you, again, that broader perspective on MS programs in general. Most MS programs don't require a previous background in business. There may be some nuances to that, and I'll give you an example. So the MS accounting program, like I talked about when I was going over the overview of that degree, that it's really a building block to add on top of your undergraduate background in accounting to become a CPA. That's going to require some background in accounting to be able to do that program in 30 credits. Now, you'd still be able to potentially enroll in the program, But if you didn't have the background in accounting previously from undergrad, you'd probably have to add extra classes to your curriculum. But all of the other programs are pretty much open to any undergraduate background. You don't have to have a background in business to get into marketing or supply chain or even business analytics. So that's a great question. And you would find that with a lot of MS programs is that you can jump into these without any background in business. But excellent question. Could you please inform me about a question about minimum GPA requirements and if it would be possible with being accepted with a GPA that's a little bit lower. So our typical minimum GPA requirement on a 4.0 scale is at least a 3.0. We have had students get into the program with a lower GPA, you know, two sixes, 2 7s, maybe even as low as 2.5. If it's a lower GPA than a 2.5, it may be very challenging to get in, but it could still be worth applying. You know, it depends on your overall background. We do have a holistic review process. If you have a lower GPA and the committee sees the other parts of your application that are of value, this is an opportunity where they might ask for an admissions interview. Again, that's not required, but they could request it at that point. So that's an opportunity there to further enhance your candidacy by having that interview. But it's not an automatic no, but it's definitely, I would say, an uphill battle or a little bit of a challenge if your GPA is under a 2.5. One way you can also still consider applying to a master's program, even here at Whitman, if you had a lower GPA, is to actually submit a GMAT or GRE score. So one way to really counterbalance a lower GPA and showing that you still have the academic ability to handle the rigor of a master's degree would be to complete the GMAT or GRE, have a strong score there that would make that argument for you that you would still be a strong candidate. So again, our MS programs don't require that, but that's the opportunity there that if you were to submit it anyway, it can boost your profile. We also do offer, I know I didn't have this part of the presentation as it wasn't, like I said, the focal point today, but we do also offer a wide variety of merit-based scholarships to candidates. Actually, over 90% of our admitted students get a scholarship. You don't have to apply separately for scholarship. It's an automatic review process once you're admitted. And the typical scholarship is about 20 to 25% of the cost of tuition. And what reminded me to bring that up was, again, the question about the GPA and the idea of taking a GMAT or GRE to help boost your profile. If you want to help boost your scholarship, we still see students submitting GMAT and GRE scores to do that as well, because that can help impact a scholarship decision on the back end once you are admitted. So great question. I think we've gotten through the majority of them at this point. Does anybody else have any other questions? I'm just scrolling through. I don't know if we had any in the chat come through, not that I had seen. But happy to answer any other questions.
All of the questions, Chris, thank you very much.
Yeah, absolutely.
Also, could you please share your email on the chat box so that the participants can directly copy there and contact you if they have any further questions?
Yes, absolutely. I will do that right now. I'm going to put two addresses in here. That's my personal address. If you want to contact me directly, our general inbox, if you have questions as well, if you want to talk to any member of my team, is again the busgrad@syr.edu. If you are interested in applying now or in the future to Whitman, please don't hesitate to contact me. And also, if you do reach out to myself or my team, we can offer you an application fee waiver, save you $75 on the application. Just mention the fact that you visited us at one of the webinars at the talk today. Just mention the webinar today, and we'll go ahead and send you an application fee waiver.
That's good news. Thank you. Once again, it was a very informative session for the attendees, and you covered all of the questions. Thank you for your answers too.
Absolutely. Thanks for the invite again. Always appreciate the opportunity to talk.
And also, I would like to thank the participants in Turkish as well. Katıldığınız için teşekkür ederiz arkadaşlar. Umarım sizin için de faydalı bir webinar olmuştur. Syracuse University Whitman School of Management ile ilgili diğer sorularınız için chat kısmında paylaşılmış olan mail adreslerinden Chris'e ulaşabilirsiniz. Bir sonraki webinarlarımızda görüşmek üzere. İyi tatiller dileriz. Thank you very much again, Chris. It was a pleasure to have you in IEFT Talks.
Thank you very much. Take care, everybody.
Take care. Bye-bye.